we need support on the small reds. Maybe some yellows want to migrate? Wonderful. Welcome. You are here to explore thoughts, people, and ideas. We start right off with that here. Can you please find someone around you that you don't know yet and cross your boom waker with them and hold them up together? You might need to get up for that. All right. Does everyone have a boom waker partner? These things are, by the way, they are called boom wakers because they say boom when you whack them. Also, while you found your new friend and partner, keep these boom wakers up crossed. Quickly, I want to introduce the team. We've got Leroy Siafa on the bass drum. Also a famous actor, you might recognize him from various Netflix TV series. There is Zaman Krambi, one of the best percussionists, also famous on TV for drumming, not so much swimming, or support swimming, and myself, Peter, not at all famous from TV. Please, with your partner, can you spend 1 minute each and share with them your name, the meaning of your name, or a short story of your name. Also, where are you from and what is special about the place that you're from. But brief, 1 minute each. Here we go. we need 3 volunteer pairs, please, on stage. That is 3 volunteer pairs, 6 people. Yes? Okay, 1. We have 1. Oh, you were just waving. You are, all right. Yes, you might as well just join us here, please, if you don't mind, with your partner. Then we need 1 more, please. Yes, we've got 1, 2. We need one more pair, please. Excellent. Thank you. Perfect. You can stand in front of the colors you represent, right? Yeah, we've got 1 more, no? We're missing, are you a triple? Triplets. I mean, who, or otherwise someone is missing their partner. Moses. Moses, where's your partner? You volunteered them as well. You volunteered them as well. So. Yes. So Moses, thank you very much for bringing us Lisette up here. We would have not had her here otherwise. All right. You need to just take a little step back and aside from Leroy and Zama there. Maybe 3 on one side, 3 on the other. All right, because we need a tiny bit of space. So just maybe there. Yeah, and you can just next to Zama there on the other. There, okay. So. With your new friend, there is another question to explore. Please, again, 1 minute each, and you can find the question there behind you. What is your field of work, study, or research, and what does excite you about it? Also, second part of the question, why did you come here today or for the next few days? Your work, research, what keeps you busy, what excites you about it, and why are you here? Again, we've got like 1.5 minutes each. All right, 30 seconds left to finish up, please. 30 seconds. After 4, if you could take a tiny step to our right. For you, it's the other right. A tiny 1, 2, 3, 4 step. Wasn't me? Oh. Left, other left. 1, 2, 3, 4 step. Ah. Now we cycle and loop this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and step. Left, right. Aha. Thank you. You have no excuse. Right, left. So, me, and then you. Else, guys. Amazing. Wow. Design Thinking Convening 2026. Starting with a bang. I've got one more question, two more questions for you. Oh no, I mustn't give it away. So, quickly, can you explore with your new friend what is special about you? What unique experience, knowledge, or energy, or experience do you bring? And how can you share these with those that are around us, those that we interact today, to make this convening the most success? The first part is a bit difficult. You'll have to work, some of us have to work hard to bring out our skills and what is really special about us. So again, you've got 1.5 minutes each. Let's go. Okay, you've got 30 seconds to wrap up, please. 30 seconds to wrap up. All right, can you hit your boommaker once, twice, once, twice, thrice, once? Excellent. You've got more time to actually finish and continue this conversation, right? At lunch, at tea break, during the next few days, with your new friend and with anyone else, of course. Can you please rise again? We need to move again, just a little bit, baby steps. To your right, left. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Don't stop. Together. on going. I want to show. Just keep on, keep on. One very last question for you guys, and you get to listen for a little bit in between until you get to talk and exchange even more. The last question we have for you that should possibly look a little bit familiar is: what challenge, opportunity, or unmet need in your everyday environment is inviting your attention, care, and most importantly, action? Keep it brief, again, just 1 minute each. All right, 30 seconds left to finish off what you're saying right now. All right, please finish your sentence. Write it to the song. Let's see if we remember. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Amazing. Thank you. Afrika Design Thinking Convening 2026. You're going to have an awesome couple of days. Wow. Thank you very much. We're moving on. That was Vula Youth Development. We run student leadership groups and also a high school creativity and science groups as well. And also thank you very much to Lisette, to Moses, to Happy, to Damarie, Felix, and Kekeli. Thank you. I am so sorry. And to Olutayo. And of course, Zama and Leroy. Thank you. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. I'm very happy now to hand over to Annie, your facilitator from here. Thank you.
One, yeah. Can I use this one? Thanks, guys. Well done. Right. Good morning to everybody. That's better. I find the good mornings come better after everyone has warmed up a little bit. So I have to confess, when I have something like this in my hand in a shopping mall or something, I'm just so tempted to tap somebody on the back. There's something about the shape that lends itself to that kind of action. So my name is Annie, and I'm going to be the main facilitator for the next 3.5 days. It's interesting when you have something on mind, how there are certain cues that just appear during the day. So I was driving home yesterday, and on the radio it said, are you a musician or not? And I thought, well, I don't have a musical bone in my body. And they said, oh, so you're actually a prison musician. And they said, a prison musician knows where the bars are, but they don't have the right key. So I thought, okay, I'm a prison musician. Anyway, it gives me, it's a great privilege for me to welcome you all here at our convening. And I thought for the official opening, no one better to introduce us and to welcome us than Richard Perez. So Richard, just a little bit about Richard. Richard is the founding director of the Hasso Plattner School Afrika. Richard has a background in mechanical engineering, in design innovation engineering, and he's also done his executive MBA at the business school a number of years ago. At the moment, Richard is still busy with his academics, and his current research is focusing on leadership, leadership particularly in an environment that is ambiguous, complex, and with lots of uncertainty. You might wonder where Richard had his little conversion to design thinking and human-centered design, and that happened in 2014 when Richard was the director of the World Design Capital in Cape Town in 2014, and that's where, for the first time, human-centered design and innovation was really brought into the public administration and subsequently policy decisions since then. Richard, it gives us great pleasure to welcome you on stage. We are exceptionally proud of you, and we cannot wait to hear about the 10 years of our history, which we'll hear more about tomorrow evening, but we hand over to you to officially open this convening for us. Richard Perez.
Grab that. Thank you, Annie. Wow, what a morning. Just wonderful to see everybody here. Quite emotional in some ways just to gather this group of people from across the continent, and really looking forward to the next 3 days of discussions and debates. So, good morning everybody. On behalf of the Hasso Plattner School Afrika at the University of Cape Town, it gives me enormous pleasure to welcome you all to Cape Town to the Afrika Design Thinking Convening for 2026. To those who have traveled near and far to join us, thank you for making the journey. We are honored to have representatives from more than 25 academic institutions across 10 African countries with us this week. The fact that so many institutions who have engaged in teaching, learning, and practice of design thinking have gathered here is a powerful testament to the richness and the diversity and the growing maturity of design thinking education on the African continent. The response to this convening exceeded all of our expectations. We were significantly oversubscribed for the in-person participation, which speaks not only to the growing interests in design thinking across Africa, but also to the importance of creating spaces where people can come together, learn from one another, build relationships, and collectively shape the future of our practice. We are equally excited to welcome our online participants joining us from across Africa and around the world. While some of us are gathered physically here in Cape Town, this convening extends far beyond these walls. Over the next few days, we'll be joined by colleagues, educators, practitioners, and leaders from multiple continents, reminding us that while our work is deeply rooted in local contexts, it is also connected to a much larger global conversation. I'd also like to extend a special welcome to our colleagues from the D School at Stanford University and Potsdam, whose partnership and friendships have been important to the growth of the global D School ecosystem. I would also particularly like to acknowledge several organizations that have been part of our journey from the beginning. We are privileged to have colleagues from partners from the University of Cape Town, City of Cape Town, the Western Cape Government, and UNICEF with us this week. These organizations have helped shape the D School over the past decade and have demonstrated the power of collaboration across academia, government, civil society in advancing innovation and social impact. This gathering is especially meaningful because this year marks the 10th anniversary of the Hasso Plattner School Afrika. 10 years ago, the D-School began as a small experiment. At the time, there were many questions. What role might design thinking play in higher education on this continent? Could students from different disciplines and cultures use design thinking as a language to co-create and innovate? Can creative confidence be taught? Could design become a vehicle for addressing complex social challenges? So 10 years later, we've explored many of these questions and started to ask many new ones. But what has changed is the scale of the conversation and the community that has emerged around it. Over 12,000 students, academics, professionals, and leaders have passed through the D-School over the last decade. Some spent only a few days with us, some spent months. Many have gone on to start companies, transform organizations, influence policy, teach others, or simply approach the world differently because of an experience that they had here. What began as a small space at UCT's Graduate School of Business has grown into a purpose-designed home on UCT's middle campus. Yet while we are proud of this building, the true story of the D-School has never been about this building. It has been about the people. It has been about creating a place where curiosity is encouraged, a place where students from engineering can innovate alongside students from medicine, law, commerce, humanities, science, and architecture. A place where failure is reframed as learning. A place where diverse perspectives become an asset rather than an obstacle. A place where complexity is not avoided, but rather embraced. And perhaps most importantly, a place where people develop the confidence to believe that they can shape the future rather than simply inheriting it. As we celebrate this milestone, we do so with both pride and humility. There is so much to celebrate, but there is also much to reflect upon. Over the years, the deeper we have traveled into the world of design thinking, the more we have realized how much there is still to learn. We have learned that context matters. We have learned that solutions cannot simply be imported. We have learned that complexity requires humility. And we have learned that meaningful change is always a collective endeavor. This is precisely why we wanted to bring this community together, not simply to celebrate the past 10 years, but to collectively shape what comes next. The world around us has become increasingly complex, interconnected, and uncertain. Climate change, inequality, public health challenges, rapid technological change, social fragmentation, economic uncertainty. These are not challenges that can be solved by a single discipline, a single institution, or even a single country. They require collaboration. They require creativity. They require courage. They require entrepreneurial thinking. And they require communities of people willing to learn together. I often say that one of the greatest strengths of Africa is that we are no strangers to this complexity. Across this continent, we see extraordinary examples of resilience, ingenuity, entrepreneurship, adaptation, and community. We see people navigating uncertainty every day with limited resources, but extraordinary creativity. We see communities solving problems collectively. We see innovation emerging not despite constraints, but often because of them. The opportunity before us is therefore not simply to ask what design thinking can do for Africa. The opportunity is to ask what Africa can contribute to the future evolution of design thinking itself. How might the continent's knowledge systems, lived experience, values, cultures, ways of knowing, enrich global conversations on design, innovation, leadership, and change? How might we develop approaches that are not merely imported, but deeply grounded in our own context? And how might Africa move from being a participant in global conversations to becoming a shaper of them? These are some of the questions that sit at the heart of this convening. Over the next 3 days, we invite you to engage through 5 lenses: remember, reframe, rethink, resolve, and regenerate. We invite you to remember our roots and our stories, to reframe design thinking through African narratives and perspectives, to rethink our assumptions, our practices, and our models of leadership, to resolve our commitment and the real-world challenges that call us to action, and ultimately, to regenerate futures that prioritize care, renewal, continuity, and collective flourishing. Unlike a traditional conference, this convening is intended to be a space for reflection, dialogue, and building relationships. We hope the most important conversations will not only happen on this stage, but over coffee, during the excursions, and in the unexpected connections that emerge between people who may never otherwise have met. But ultimately, the future of design thinking in Africa will not be built through presentations alone. It'll be built through relationships, and it'll be built through a community willing to imagine and create together. Before I close, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Hasso Plattner Foundation. Their long-term commitment, vision, and belief in the transformative potential of design-led thinking have made not only this convening possible, but the entire D-School Africa journey possible. Their support has enabled thousands of students, practitioners, to engage with their new ways of thinking, learning, and leading. And finally, thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your questions, your experiences, your ideas, your challenges, and your hopes. For the next 3 days, this is your space. A space to connect, a space to challenge, and a space to learn. And a space to imagine. And hopefully a space from which new friendships, new collaborations, and new possibilities will emerge. So welcome to the Hasso Plattner D-School Africa. Welcome to Cape Town. And welcome to the Afrikan Design Thinking Convening 2026. Thank you. Thanks, Andy. Thank you.